Nope.
Oh, hello, and thank you for joining us today. I'm going to share my screen with you, students, before we kick us off, and want to welcome you for attending this Colleges That Change live session. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You are more than welcome to use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are turned off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to look for additional sessions and sign up. And this is also being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website where you registered. With that being said, I'm going to pass it over to our presenter, Carrie.
Hello, and welcome to this session on a Saturday. For me, it's evening. I am in Michigan with Hope College in Holland, Michigan, and my name is Carrie. I've been doing this role for 10 years, and I'm excited to share Hope College with you. I want to do a couple things this evening. I do want to show you a video. It's the video we use when you come to our campus and we kick off your visit. And it's just a really great video showing the students and a little bit of what the campus looks like. So I'm going to go to share my screen. Take me a minute. I'm going to kick off the video. Then give me a couple minutes. I'm going to click on and I'm going to work through a presentation that I think will be helpful to you. So I'm going to start sharing my screen here in just a moment. And here we go. Now I'm going to make this a little bigger for you all so it looks nice on full screen. Orange is our color at Hope. And we'll play this. And that is not the one I wanted. So, you know,
what's up, everybody?
This is like the tour of Hope College.
Welcome to your virtual tour of Hope College.
We're going to go with it, though.
Awesome.
Welcome to our library where you can check out books and...
It's also a great place to study, grab a cup of coffee, do some homework. There's also a great resource called the Academic Success Center where you can get a tutor, get help with papers, plenty of things to get help.
Welcome to the Science Center where the departments for biology, chemistry, psychology, nursing, and pre-med would be.
You'll have tons of classes here. There's professors' offices. There's also labs here as well.
So let's head across the street to Dimmitt Chapel now.
What's up, guys? We're standing in Dimmitt Chapel right now.
And every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, students have the option to gather and worship and sing and listen to a short message.
Picture this place packed, totally filled with students. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 10:30 to 10:50. Pretty awesome. Welcome to the Bolton Student Center, you guys. We're currently in the family room. This is a great building to hang out, do homework, grab some food, and really just be with your friends.
Also in this building are offices like the counseling office, the student life office, and the Center for Diversity and Inclusion. We also have our Kletz Market up there, and I highly recommend the Dagwood sandwich. Here we are in Martha Miller Center, checking out our options for off-campus study. You can study anywhere in the U.S., but also internationally.
We also have the Department for Modern and Classical Languages here, as well as the Home for Communication classes. Tucker and Grace here again. We hope you love the virtual tour. It's just a quick snapshot of really what Hope is. We hope you come back for an actual visit. where you can sign up online at
hope.edu/visit. This is Tucker and Grace signing off.
Okay, now I'm going to, and they just said you can sign up for a visit, and I do want you to know that we are open right now. So after this session, I want you to know, now I can see my whole screen, right? How great I am technically. So let me get to this presentation. It's kind of fun, talking about the whole thing of Hope College. All righty, here we go. So this is DeVos, where we play basketball and girls and guys basketball, volleyball. And this was, of course, an actual picture taken. The cool thing about Hope College is it's a community, and it's really, really important for us to bring students from all over the United States together to have community. And even D3 sports, it is packed. Students go to watch students. Okay, so I want to just tell you a little bit about myself so you know who's talking to you. My name is Carrie. As I said, I've worked for Hope for 10 years. I actually have 3 children. 2 are graduates from Hope, and one of them is a junior right now at Hope College. So I kind of know about it from an admissions rep, but also a parent. I attended a huge university, and so when you're looking at a big university and maybe a small liberal arts college, I think I do a pretty good job of comparing and contrasting both of those together. I'm a huge dog lover, and these are our 3 dogs. This one, Chang, we got when the COVID hit, and everybody says, oh, did you get a COVID puppy? So Chang is our COVID puppy there. So the overview, we're going to talk about academics, student life, faith life, and just the admission process in general. So where is Hope College? Hope College is located in Holland, Michigan. And if you're from Michigan, you always raise your hand and you say, I'm on this side of the state or this side of the state. So Hope is over here on this side of the state. And then this is all water. So we have beach access, which is pretty cool. We're a Christian liberal arts college, and a lot of people say now exactly what's a liberal arts college. When you're looking at college that change lives, though, you probably know exactly what liberal arts is. But just a refresher for you, you are definitely going to pick a major and get depth of knowledge in that major. So Hope has like 91 different majors, and we're all accredited. But you also get what we call a breadth of knowledge, because you have this base on your kind of degree of all these general education classes. So it's really fun. You may be an engineering major, but you can also take an art class just for fun. You become very, very interesting when you are going to go and interview, because you can talk about your major and your love for it and what you've done, but you can also build a fantastic resume and talk about what else you've done in the last 4 years. So the advantages of these small colleges are very, very similar to all the ones in the college that change lives. Your professors will know you. You are going to really get to know the other students in the classes as well. I think Hope comes to the top or stands out because our professors really love to get to know students. Yes, they research. Yes, they publish, but they really want to get to know students as well. Our campus is 3,200 people, and it's at 11 students to 1 professor. So it's very easy for our professors to be part of the community and get to know you. So why is it important to get to know you? Because they become your mentors. They may see things in you that you don't see. You may not realize a gift that you have that they bring out, and it's just another person to talk to when you're having a good day, when you're having a bad day. So our professors are there to teach you and to mentor you actually kind of through life. So we have, as I said, 90 different majors. We have minors, pre-professional programs at Hope are like pre-med, pre-law, pre-dent, OT, PT, all of those that require a graduate school. Hope College is an undergraduate program. So we kind of hang our hat on students, what they're doing next. Are you going to get a job and go right into the workplace? Or perhaps your degree requires a higher level degree and you're going to go on to grad school, or you desire to go on to grad school. So that's where we help quite a bit. All colleges and universities have study abroad programs. The question to ask is the cost. At Hope, everything goes with you, your merit scholarships, your financial aid. So it's as if you are living on campus. The additional costs are just your airfare over and then your spending money. And the neat thing is there's all these scholarships that you can apply for to cover those costs as well. So students always ask me, okay, Carrie, so where can I go for abroad experiences? Honestly, we have our own programs where you're going with Hope students, and then we work with these awesome 5 outside agencies that work with colleges and universities across the United States. So you will be able to go anywhere that's not on the no-fly list. And you can go to like study in a university with students in Switzerland, or you can really immerse yourself like in Berlin, Germany. So there's different types of study abroad programs. Hope is really unique because we're 156 years old and we were founded in the sciences. So we are really, really strong in the sciences. We were one of the first undergraduate programs in the United States to bring research at the undergraduate level. You can always find it at the graduate level. But because of that, we have a ton of outside funding that comes in to do this research. So here you've got the sciences, but then you can flip over and we're also accredited in the arts like theater and dance and music, vocal and instrumental, art. And those, we were the very first college in the United States that was accredited in all those areas of the arts. So it's kind of like the means and the extremes here, the science and the arts. I mentioned the research component. We are tied with Cornell University for research at number 36 in the country. So academically is the circle you want to look at first. What these schools offer, what types of majors they offer, and then how accessible are they to you. But the other circle is student life, because my goodness, wherever you decide to go, you want to be comfortable there. You want to have a good time. You want to meet friends. You want it to be a place that you get excited to attend for multiple different reasons. So student life at Hope is, we have over 80 different student organizations. And when we say student organizations, yes, they're for the students, but they're run by students with advisors over them. We have Greek life. It's a little different than a large university in that Greek life at Hope is sororities and fraternities that were founded at Hope College. So they are over 130 years old each, but they are only at Hope College. We have lots of different service opportunities that you can do. In the beginning of the semester in the fall, and then the beginning of the semester in the spring, we have a day of service where we take Hope students, and usually about 90% of our students participate in this, and they go out for half of a Saturday and they volunteer at a local organization. We get them there, you get a free little t-shirt, then they go to this really cool park in the fall, and in the winter it's in an indoor facility, and they do a big luncheon for everybody. So it's also a neat social event. What we find is it gives students an idea of what service organizations are available within walking distance to the campus. And so then they end up continuing to volunteer at those. So traditions. Hope has a ton of different traditions that I want to talk about. One of them, actually, I'm gonna wait because I have a great picture to show you. So we're gonna continue a little bit on student life. I get a lot of questions on multicultural life. What do you have for students of color? And what do you have for those students that they go to a school that is all white and they want to do something a little different? Or they're students who want to come and they want to do something with international business, or they want to teach Japanese, or they want to teach Spanish, and they just want to be immersed in more of a multicultural setting. We have a fantastic program called Phelps Scholars, and it's a living learning community for students who just want that. They want to learn about different cultures, and it's only your freshman year. You do have to apply for it, but it houses about 120 students. It's a fantastic program. We also have, it's called the Center for Diversity and Inclusion, and they bring in speakers. They house all of the student organizations like the Asian Society, Black Student Union, there's Latinos for Progress. All of those organizations fall under the Center for Diversity and Inclusion. So the other part of this is, again, the Study Abroad and the Office for International Education. That office also brings in speakers. That's the neat thing about college. When it rolls around to the late afternoon when you might not have classes, or the evening when you don't have classes, and the weekend when you don't have classes, there is just so much going on a campus. At Hope, you can go listen to a speaker that might interest you. You can participate in an intramural sport. You can go see a concert. You can go see a play. You can go see a varsity sport, a varsity football game. So it's all these things right at your fingertips, which is really a lot of fun. So traditions, kind of a silly picture. This is called the pull, and it is the longest college tradition right now in the United States. And it is a tug of war contest across the Black River, which isn't deep, but it's kind of murky, and it has a lot of trees on each side. On one side of the river are the freshmen. On the other side of the river are the sophomores. And the rope that they take across is really thick. It's about this thick. I don't know if you can see, no, you can't in this picture, but they actually wear gloves to hold on to it. And then they dig these trenches that are like waist high. And you can see on the side a couple of people kind of laying down by the pullers. They're called moralers. And it's not like, go, go, go. It's like 1, 2, 3, pull. And this event is broadcast live. The news media is there. They have coaches on both sides. And for the freshmen, the coaches are juniors. And for the sophomores, the coaches are seniors. It used to be that they just let it go, and it was like starting to be like 5, 7 hours long. So now it's only 3 hours long, and then they measure the rope to see who wins. Unfortunately, this year with the pandemic, it's the first year ever in over 140 years that we are not doing the pull. They're doing some fun little traditions to kind of keep it going, but we will have it again next year when we can get back to kind of like normal. We also have another event called NYKIRK, and NYKIRK is another one of those freshman versus sophomore events with coaches on both sides of juniors and seniors. But this one is more for people who are interested in the arts. So there is a competition of singing, there's a competition of acting, and there's a competition of giving speeches, and it's a whole night, and they have a panel of judges. And again, that one is 136 years old. So pretty cool traditions, and alumni come back for them. It's something that draws the whole campus together. Those two traditions happen in the first semester of the school year. So here's athletics. So we're a D3 school, Division III school. And a lot of times I think that D3 schools, at least that my older kids looked at, the sports were good, they were fun, but they weren't well attended. At Hope, we aren't like just a sports school by any means, but the students really do come and attend the events because it's part of their community. So we do not give out scholarships, but we are very good in these sports. So we like to win. Right now nationally in Division III, we are #1 in girls basketball. And then within the Michigan MIAA, we are #1 in lacrosse, in football, #2 in soccer, #2 in volleyball. And 3 years ago, we won the national championship in Division III NCAA for volleyball. But we have about 20 varsity sports. We also have intramural sports as well. And this fall, when it was time to do all the intramural sports, some of them we couldn't do because of the pandemic. Like we couldn't do flag football and we couldn't do soccer. So the students were kind of like thinking outside the box. What can we do so we can be outside and have fun? And they came up with, oh my gosh, we can play kickball. And if you've never done this before, it's super fun. It's kind of with a real big bouncy ball, and it replicates baseball, only you're rolling the ball and kicking it. A couple Friday nights ago, we had 8 kickball tournaments going on, and the students really like it, to the fact that they're like, we're going to keep this next year when we're hopefully back to normal. So intramural sports, just kind of getting out, trying new things, is really fun at Hope. And I like it because you don't have to be an athlete to participate in these. There's such a wide variety that it's just great outdoor fun and great exercise. Now, we are a Christian school, and in the United States, that can mean many different things. So I'm going to describe what Hope is like. We are a non-denominational school. We have chapel service on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you remember the video, Tucker and Faith were up on the stage and kind of looking out, and it was empty. Well, this is a picture taken of what it normally looks like on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can see the worship band playing, and you can see it is packed. This chapel seats 1,400 students, and we have 3,200 on the campus, and it is packed Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for those 28 minutes. But what's, I think, wonderful about Hope is going to chapel is completely up to you. It's an invitation. It is not required. Hope College isn't a college where you got to swipe your ID card and we're going to watch to see if you attended. But students do. They go. They feel energized. They love the music. They love the worship. And it attracts students of different faiths, students with no faith. It's just a really positive experience. Now, if you are someone that's looking for a Christian school and you want to grow in your faith, we have Bible studies, we have small groups that you can be part of, and we also have mission trips as well. This year, because of the pandemic, we won't be able to go on the mission trips, but they've continued the Bible studies, and they are in person. We've just decreased the number in each one and increased the number of Bible studies. So right now there are 10 students in each Bible study. Normally there's 15 to 20. So if you'll see, this is kind of what is on the website. We are rooted in the historic Christian faith, and it's invitational by nature. Everything that we do. Hope is a place to grow in mind, body, and spirit. Nothing is prescribed or required. But I would add, but students enjoy going. So it's not one of those, 5 students attend. It's something that you see a lot of students attend. So there's other things that we do too. There's these things called seed trips, and they are done over spring break, and they're kind of the mission trips where they're starting from scratch in an area that might not know Christianity, and planting seeds, working with the kids, building something, working with adults, but the purpose of it is to spread God's word. We also have mission trips where, depending on what the need is in the United States, they've done a lot of hurricane relief work. They've done a lot of work, Hope students with poverty in different parts of the United States as well. So you've probably heard of Young Life. It's in a lot of high schools, but pretty new is Young Life College, and it's similar to your Young Life experience in high school, but it's at the college level. But we also work with about 50 different schools in the area and have Young Life chapters. So a lot of our Hope students will go do that in the high school, and then Wildlife is in the junior high. So if you're interested in being a leader for the organization, that's available at Hope. If you're interested in participating, then we have the Young Life College. So the admissions timeline. We're kind of in the middle of this right now. The application went live on August 1st, and we actually have 2 applications, but you just choose one of them. One of them is the common application, which you're probably very familiar with, and the other one is a Hope application that's just on our website. So with the common application and the Hope application, we're asking that if you're interested in Hope, you get that into us by November 1st. We classify that as early notification. It is not binding, but we tend to offer admission to about 80% of that group that puts their application in before November 1st. When you find out your decision would be the week of Thanksgiving, and we do everything in writing. It's not on a portal. It does not come to you through an email. And then the second thing that we're going to send you around Christmas is your merit scholarship. Now at Hope, the merit scholarship is based on your transcript and your grade point average that is weighted. We start our scholarships at a 3.2, and if you have taken ACT, a 22 on the ACT or an 1100 on the SAT. However, this year, because of the pandemic, we have become test optional. So if you have a 3.4 GPA with no test, that's where our scholarships start. When I say test optional, when we're looking at your admission, we're not even looking at any tests. Even if you've done exceptionally well, we're just looking on your transcript, your application, and your counselor recommendation, okay? So the next part of it is like the financial aid process. We are a private school. You can live in Michigan, you can live in California. It's going to be the same price. And we accept the Fafsa that comes into us with a number, and it says what your family can afford for 1 year of your school. If there's a gap in that, then we help fill that gap with grant money. When you know what that package, if you will, looks like, is in the beginning of February. So get your application in by November, find out your admission decision the week of Thanksgiving, find out your merit scholarship around Christmas, get your whole package of what it's going to cost in February, and then we follow the national deadline of May 1st, where you need to make a decision that is best for you. Okay, so I just covered all of that. I'm going to unshare the screen here and go ahead and answer any questions that you might have. When you want to do a question, just type it right in the Q&A box and then I can see it. So one of the questions that I always get is, do you have an honors college? And the way that Hope is structured is every major, all 91 majors, are under an umbrella called Phi Beta Kappa. It's like a kind of a national organization, national honors organization for colleges and universities. And just about every college and university has a chapter. But about 17% of the schools in the United States, the whole school is honors, and Hope is one of those. So every major that we have is an honors major. If you're admitted to Hope College, then you're admitted to an honors college. And I really like that, because let's say you want to be an engineer and you start the engineering track and you're like, you know, I'm not enjoying this, but I really like math and I'm just not sure what I want to do. And then all of a sudden you switch over to physics and you're like, oh my gosh, I love this. Well, both of those are honors. Same thing, you start maybe in education and you say, I really want to be a teacher. I'm kind of attracted to Hope because I know you have 100% placement rate in your education program, but you start doing student teaching, which you get into the classrooms at Hope your freshman year. So you kind of get an idea if you like it. And then all of a sudden you say, you know what, this isn't what I want to do. I think I want to try some business. Well, business is an honors program, so is education. So the other question I get a lot is, I'm undecided. I do not know what I want to do. A, does that play a role in my application? And am I going to be at Hope for a lot of years because I have no idea? A, no, it doesn't play a role in your application. We accept students based on their background, not really what they want to do as far as a major. Why is that? Because we kind of follow the national trend of 73% of the students who go to college tend to change their major. And that's really because all of a sudden you may take a class that you've never taken in high school and you just love it and it can turn into a career. So for us, you can put undecided on the application and that is fine. Now, we are a school, remember what I told you in the beginning, lots of professors mentoring you, but we also have advisors working with you, and they're going to work with you every step of the way to see what you do want to major in. When you are filling out your forms online and you're picking your classes, they're always reviewed by someone. You'll never take a class that doesn't count for anything, and it's kind of like a little puzzle that you put together. So in your freshman year, all the way through the second semester of your sophomore year, you're putting the puzzle together to figure out what you want to major in with the help of an advisor and with the help of your professors. And it isn't until the end of your sophomore year that you have to declare a major. But you can't declare a major until the beginning of your sophomore year. So you kind of have your freshman year to see what you want to do. And if you need some more time, you take your sophomore year. 94% of our students graduate in 4 years at Hope. The only reason that happens is with the mentoring of the professors and the advisors walking beside you. So you actually cannot make a mistake. That percentage is very, very high right now in the United States. Part of the reason too is some of the programs can be longer than 4 years in the US. One of them is accounting. A lot of schools are going to a 5-year program. Hope is still a 4-year program with 82% of their students passing the CPA exam the first try, which is unbelievable. A lot of times it takes 2 or 3 times to pass the CPA exam. The other part of the academic experience at Hope is when you're in the classrooms, you're in there with an average of 20 students. Some of your classes are going to be 8. Very few are going to be more than 22. There's only 3 classes that are 35 and above. And in those classes, you are going to be working with your peers, with other students. You see, in the classes, we create a very collaborative environment. You are not competing for the grade. The university I went to, everything was graded on a curve. So the person who got the highest grade in the class was the A, and the person who got the lowest grade in the class was an F, and then they dotted everybody else on the curve. But at Hope, actually, everybody could get an A in the class. It's a straight scale. That creates a very collaborative environment. And I'll tell you the neat thing, in some of the majors that are so focused on going to grad school, or medical school or law school, it is a competitive environment. And if you can place yourself in an undergraduate school that really prepares you for that, but you're not stressed in the classroom that you're competing all the time with the person next to you, it is very, very helpful. I think that's why so many of our students do well and go on to first or second choice of graduate schools. So here's another question. What is your number one major? That is the hardest question for me to answer because, as I said, we're an honors college and all of them are fantastic. And some of them are kind of trendy. When I first started 10 years ago, computer science was pretty good and engineering was okay. But in year 2 of my career at Hope, computer science and engineering just exploded. Part of it is what's happening in our world. So engineering at Hope has 100% placement. Few students go on to grad school, but the majority of them end up working right away. Computer science is the same thing. It's kind of funny. At Hope, you just see computer science, and you really have to talk to me or one of the professors to see all the different things that you can do with that. The other really popular major at Hope is actually business, because you can do all different areas. You start with a general business degree, and then you take some classes in marketing and operations and finance and human resources. And through this time, you decide what you want to concentrate on. And business is one of these majors that you can throw in another and do a double major. My 2 kids that graduated from Hope, we used to live in Europe, and they brought in German, so they double majored in business and German. So with that being said, there are just a lot of different opportunities at Hope, but remember what I said before, you have that general education base, so you can do some fun things that are just things that you would enjoy getting to know, like, let's say, well, I know a student like this, loves physics, loves it. One actually wants to go to NASA and work there, and we have an internship in NASA, but he loves to write. And so he, in kind of his downtime, writes poetry. So he decided, okay, for a couple of my gen ed classes, I'm going to take a creative writing class. Now that's his fun class, goes toward his major, so you can pick some of those fun things as well. Okay, another thing real quick that I get a question on is living. What are the residence halls like? Do you have to live in them all 4 years? So the residence halls at Hope, there are about a total of 12 of them. And they're all different sizes. There's a freshman girls, all girls one, and then there's one more all girls that's co-ed, or excuse me, that's freshmen and sophomores together. And then there's one residence hall that's all guys, and the rest are co-ed by floor or by wing. When you come as a freshman, you live in the residence halls, and then you do live in them your second year, your sophomore year. You get to actually pick wherever you want to live. You get huge priority as a sophomore. As a freshman, you fill out a form that kind of helps us place you with a roommate, and it's all done by hand. So it's a high probability you're going to be rooming with someone that you really, really like. And then we ask you questions about big residence halls, smaller locations. So it's also a high probability that you're going to get to live where you'd like to live. In your junior year, though, 99% of the students move out of the residence halls and they move into these cottages, apartments, and townhomes. And Hope owns them. It's the best life, really, because you run out of paper towel, you call the little man in the golf cart, he brings over the roll of paper towel for you. And all of your neighbors are college students. So they have block parties and things like that. The townhomes are super big, so you'd be in there with like 9 other students. The cottages are usually house about 6 to 8 students, and then we have apartments that are in our downtown area that house like 2 or 3 students. When you're a senior, you can live off campus, and our off campus is just like 1 block from the regular campus. So here's another question that I get a lot is, what is Hope by? Like, you mentioned a beach and you mentioned a lake, but like, are you in the middle of nowhere? No, we are 1 block from downtown Holland. Downtown Holland, Michigan is an award-winning downtown area. It's 8 city blocks long. It's predominantly local businesses, restaurants, coffee shop, retailers. At the very end of it, there's an award-winning farmers market, and they love Hope students. So you feel like you're a part of the community, but it's really cool when you're on campus because you can easily walk just downtown and kind of get away from campus, but it's not far and you feel very welcome. I can go into any of the 5 coffee shops and I'll see a professor with a student studying. So it's a very warm and friendly atmosphere. And then the beach, Lake Michigan, is 6.2 miles from the campus. With that being said, you can ride your bike there. There are bike trails. If you're an athlete, you can run there, or you can obviously drive. And yes, you can have a car on campus as a freshman if you'd like to, but it isn't necessary at all. My final thing that I'll say this evening is Hope is a community where students do stay on campus. It's a place where the students who choose to go there want really 3 things. They want high academics. They care about their grades. They want to do well and they want to be challenged so that they can be catapulted into their next career. Number 2, they want a community. They want to be able to make friends. They want to feel comfortable. They want a really nice, clean, fun environment. And number 3, they don't want a school where everybody leaves on the weekends. They don't want a big commuter campus. They want a home community where students go. Maybe they're flying in from California. Maybe they're coming from DC to Michigan. That community is a community on the weekends where you see people at the basketball games, where you see people at the theater performances, where you go to lectures, where you hang out and watch movies together. They yearn for that type of friendly, fun community. So those 3 things are really Hope College. I thank you very much for listening this evening. My name again is Carrie, and all of the information that I talked about can be found on hope.edu, and there is a section on the left-hand side that you can scroll down and find out who your admissions rep is. Please contact them. They would love to chat with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Carrie. And thank you for all of our students for joining our session today. We really appreciate it. When you close the window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide for us. Also, this was just one of many sessions being hosted, so please be sure to sign up for additional sessions. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording, as well as all of the other sessions recording. Thank you again for joining, and I hope everyone has a great day, night, or wherever you might be viewing this. Thank you.